Good morning, and thanks for joining me here for another episode of Carnivore Diaries. I didn't think that I would ever do a video in the car, but Clint has some things going on this morning, so I have about 30 minutes to catch up on stuff. So you get the car video. Anyway, we are in Colorado for a few days, so enjoying the snow-capped mountains, the fresh air. It's a little different than Arizona right now. Anyway, moving on. So I didn't bring well, okay, let me back up in case this is the first time you're watching this. I was going to share my blood pressure every single day because part of the carnivore journey for me is getting off of my blood pressure medication and my thyroid medication. Anyway, I didn't bring my blood pressure cuff, and I haven't reached out to my sister where we're staying to borrow hers or even know if she has one. So, anyway, no blood pressure update, but I feel great, so I'm sure that it's just fine. And hoping to decrease that blood pressure medication again here in 2 or 3 weeks. So, today, what I wanted to talk about was addiction. And I just asked Clint a few minutes ago, when somebody says addiction, where is the first place your mind goes? And of course, he gives me his response. And I'm thinking drugs and alcohol and gambling, because right now there are so many groups that advertise if you're addicted, gambling, Gamblers Anonymous, Alcohol Anonymous. We all know somebody who has been addicted to drugs, who's been in rehab, maybe more than once. So that's kind of where my mind goes. I never thought about being addicted to food or sugar or whatever. I know my mom has said that she thought that we were addicted to coffee, and she's like, the reason you get a headache when you drink decaf is because you're going through caffeine withdrawals. Well, that may be true, but anyway, we quit drinking coffee a few weeks ago, and for like a week, and no withdrawals, no shakes, no whatever. We actually felt great, and I just said this morning, I don't even know why we started drinking coffee again. It's like a habit. Get out of bed, turn the coffee on, get ready, have coffee while you're doing whatever. And I just can't like exchange that for a glass of water. I haven't got there yet. Anyway, so addiction. Until I started carnivore, and started listening to other people's YouTube videos, I did not know how addicted I was. So I hear other people talking about their food addictions, and I'm thinking, that is me. So I'll just give you some examples. We'll start with sugar. Any of you that know my dad, Snickers, M&Ms, some kind of soda in his big ass mug, dessert, cake, sugar, sugar, sugar. And I was right there with him. I actually, I had a job, a sales job. I sold cars for a period of time in my life, which was super fun. But I created my own way to eat M&Ms. So I had this jar on my desk, and if you can picture like a small flower vase that kind of goes up and curves out. And so it probably held a cup and a half of peanut M&Ms. It might have held 2 cups. So I would go to Sam's Club and buy like the 3 or the 5 pound bag of M&Ms. I have no idea how much it weighed. I know that it was cheaper than buying it at the grocery or even, anywhere else. This huge bag. So I would get in the morning, and I seemed to get there kind of before everybody else. And I'd get my desk set up, and I would get in my bottom drawer, and I would grab my big ass bag of M&Ms, fill up my little flower vase that was full of M&Ms and start my day. And usually I would like pour a handful of M&Ms into my hand and then top up the jar again. Anyway, long story short, I ate like 90% of those M&Ms and my customers ate maybe 10%. Because you could just pick it up, pour them into your hand, shove the whole thing in your mouth, or I'd put them on my desk and I'd tell myself, okay, I have 6 M&Ms on my desk. I'm going to have one every 10 minutes for an hour, and that's going to be my M&Ms for the day. Or I'm just going to put these out there, and those are the M&Ms I'm going to eat all day. Well, that didn't work. Those M&Ms would be gone in like 1 minute. And then I'm pouring more out. And after lunch, I'm pouring more out. And pretty soon the day is over, and I have like 3 M&Ms left in the bottom of this container. And I had no customers at my desk that ate any. So I ate the whole thing every single day. No, not every day. I went through different times and I had different things like those red and white mints. And when you suck on them, they kind of dissolve. I don't remember what they are. But anyway, sugar, sugar, sugar. So that is like my candy addiction. Every time we would travel or go anywhere in the car, I would get like this huge, like 44-ounce with not very much ice and Mountain Dew. And that was common. Like I did that all the time. Back in the day, I used to smoke, and so I always thought, oh, well, if I have M&M, sorry, if I have Mountain Dew, then that will cleanse my mouth, and people won't be able to smell the smoke. It was the stupidest logic ever. Anyway, let's see. So sugar, alcohol. I never thought I was an alcoholic. I actually quit drinking earlier in February, and I didn't drink for 2 weeks. And I was like, I'm not going to drink for the entire month of February and see how different I feel on carnivore, because I'll probably never drink again because I'll feel so good. And 2 weeks, and I didn't really feel different. But sometimes we drink a lot and sometimes we don't drink hardly any. So now I've kind of just narrowed it down to when we go out, I'll have like a gin and, well, maybe a vodka, water, or if I'm at home, I'll have like a gin and diet tonic. So no carbs, but still calories and still alcohol. And I'm sure my liver doesn't appreciate it. My liver's trying to get healthy. I'm trying to get my whole body healthy. And I forget that my liver is one of probably the most important organs besides my heart. So why is it that I'm just not treating it well? Well, because it's hard to break an addiction. So yeah, sugar, alcohol, food in general. Like nobody ever talks about having a food addiction. They talk about sugar and whatever. So fast forward to just being in the kitchen. My mom always has like a bowl of almonds, like just raw almonds, and I just walk by, scoop up a hand, and eat the whole thing. And I don't know what a serving size of almonds is, but it isn't a half a cup. And chances are, if I stayed in the house, I did that more than once a day. And that is just pure habit. And I am now classifying it as an addiction. Weird things, like when you hide things, like I used to hide things. The whole M&M thing at work, that was like, I never wanted any of my peers or even Clint to know how many M&Ms I actually went through in a week or a month. But the same with food. Like, oh, we would get, my favorite at-home snack was Nutty Buddy. Those wafer things covered with chocolate. They have peanut butter in the center. Oh my gosh. So I would get this package at like Walmart, and it was the big package. It was the economy size. And I don't know, there was probably 10 or 12 of those bars instead of just 4 or 6 in the regular package. And I would get those, and I was working from home. And so I would have one after Clint went to work. I'd have one with my breakfast. And I'd try to just have one wafer, and then I'd put the other one like back in the box. And then I'm like, screw that. 15 minutes later, go to the box, get the other half out, and eat it. And then I really thought I was being sneaky because I would stick the wrapper way down in the side of the trash so he couldn't see it. Like, one, he probably doesn't care. And two, if he opened the trash to put something in there, he probably wasn't looking at what was already in there. And if he really wanted to know how fast I was going through my Nutty Buddies, he could have opened the cupboard and looked in the box and gone, wow, Vicky, we just got these 2 days ago. He doesn't eat them. And there's already 4 gone. Like, oh, you're having 2 a day, so 4 wafers. Those are the weird things. Anytime I would eat, if nobody was home, depending on what it was, I always was hiding the wrappers, shoving them way down in the trash. And like, oh my gosh, you're an adult, Vicky. You don't have to justify what you're eating, how much you're eating, whatever. And I would say to Clint, oh my gosh, I've gained so much weight. Like, you know, you must not even want to be seen with me type things. And he's like, no, I still love you. And if you're comfortable with your body, it doesn't matter to me. And I'm thinking, wow, if I'm comfortable with my body, never said any woman ever. So, anyway, that's the food addiction thing. And I'm sure there are so many more stories. But it got me to thinking about food addiction and the things that I craved and wanted. Like, oh my gosh, if I needed some chocolate, I could open up the baking cabinet and there would be mini marshmallows, chocolate chips, butterscotch chips, a number of things. And I would get creative. I would put a saltine cracker down on a plate, melt some different kinds of chips on it, put it in the microwave or melt it, and then eat it. And it was like I was creating my own candy bars. And of course, when you have a house full of baking items, I don't know. It now, I mean, I don't even bake anymore, but since we've been traveling for the last year and a half, I only bought things to make something because we have a fifth wheel and there's not a lot of room in the fifth wheel for extra food and stuff in the pantry. Anyway, I'm getting a little off track. So food, definitely an addiction. Quantity, definitely an issue. I would eat so fast that my brain, nobody told my brain, you're full. That's all you should have. I was already on, generally, and sometimes still. I'm on my second serving, and Clint's still working on his first serving. One of the things that I've learned from a lot of other people on carnivore, slow down. And my mom's been telling us that for years. Slow down, chew your food, whatever. And so now I'm seeing the value of it. I'm hearing more about chewing your food because as it mixes with your saliva, your body is actually starting to digest it and your brain is going, oh, we're eating. And all of a sudden, boom, like I get the full signal now. I can eat 1.5 hamburger patties, so probably no problem eating a third of a pound of hamburger patty. Slather some butter on it, and I'm good. I don't really need anything else. But now my brain knows what a hunger signal is. It knows what a full signal is. Like, I'm just done. When I look at the next bite, and if I'm not thinking that looks really good, I'm full. And I feel full for hours. I don't get bored and start looking through the fridge and looking through the pantry. I'm just full, satiated. And then, a meal time will come because we're on a clock. Eat at 7 o'clock, noon, 6 o'clock, whatever. And sometimes I don't eat that middle meal. Sometimes I will eat a lunch and not eat a dinner. I am trying to regulate that, so I do eat 3 meals. And part of that is the calories. Like, my body's been in starvation mode for a lot of years because we've been brainwashed that, oh, less will make you skinnier. So let's always eat less. When I started keto in November, and probably through those few months, and then I started carnivore January 9th, I was probably eating 800 calories a day. So pathetic. So when I started listening to all these people that are on carnivore, and following Kelly Hogan, and realizing that, she's saying you're starving your body, and so it is storing every single thing you put into it. So you're just getting fatter and, less healthy and whatever. And the first time I had ever heard a TDE calculator, um, I put it in, and into this calculator, you put in your age, your weight, your whatever, your activity level, and basically it gives you a number. This is how much calories you should eat to, excuse me, stay at where you're at. This is how much if you want to gain weight or muscle. This is how much if you want to be deficient and lose weight. So, it I thought it was way too much, like 2,200 calories. I'm thinking, crap, I'll gain 20 pounds tomorrow if I start eating 2,200 calories. Then I did another search, and I searched for carnivore TDEE calculator, and it was a little different reading. So basically, it said to me, if you want to maintain where you're at, you need, for my age and weight and activity level, you need to eat 1,900 calories a day. And if you want to be in deficit, you need to eat between 1,650 and like 17,9 something. It was like 1,800 calories. And I just thought, you know what? I'm going to trust the process, because Kelly says if you tell your body you're not going to starve it, then your body will start to trust you. It's kind of like owning a dog. As soon as that dog realizes that it can trust you and that you're going to feed it and you're going to love it, then all of a sudden it loses its anxiety and it trusts you. Same with your body. So I let the calories creep up to like 1,200, 1,400, 1,500, just slowly. I'm just like eating a little more, a little more, a little more. And I got up to like 1,700 calories. And all of a sudden, I started losing like 2 pounds one day and like 2 pounds another day. And I'm looking at the scale, and this week I lost like 7 pounds. And I'm actually eating more. And I think my body just went, oh my gosh, thank you for feeding me. Now let's get down to the business of getting rid of all this fat you've been storing. Oh, geez. Anyway, kind of a reverse, situation. I don't know if they call it reverse dieting. I can't remember the exact term for it, but it's a real thing. So, of all of the years that I've been starving my body, um, I've been unhealthy, overweight, bad skin, you name it, there's a reason for it. And most of it is based on the type of food I've been eating and how much I've been eating. So now, I'm kind of maintaining right now. I kind of went back into a deficit because I've been losing inches, but my body is still the same shape. And for those of you who know me, I've got kind of narrow hips, big shoulders, and I got this belly that goes all the way around. Some people just have a belly in front. I have a belly that goes all the way around. So I have these like chunky, it's a spare tire. It's getting smaller. I wore jeans this week that I have not worn in 2.5 years. So the inches are definitely like flying off, but the structure, it's like going from a big pair to a small pair. And that's not what I want. So anyway, just starting to, I guess people call it lift heavy. We have a pretty substantial set of exercise bands. So we're going to be hooking those up, and we found a couple of really great videos that, work your arms, work your back, work your legs. And I'm hoping that that's going to start to reshape the pear into maybe an hourglass. Anyway, um, I feel like I've talked way too much, considering I started out just wanting to talk about addiction. This is my thought for you going forward. Sorry, I felt like I was going to sneeze. There are a lot of addictions, and you will suffer. The people in your life will suffer. Um, the people you work with, your finances, everything suffers. Because when you have an addiction, you have a denial. And how do I want to say this? When you, I guess, set aside your pride and ask for help and accept help, one, it takes all the weight off your shoulders. Like, oh, geez, because there are people that actually do care and they want to help you. I am one of those people. I am so strong-willed, so bullheaded. Everybody that knows me knows that I have a big-ass opinion, and don't tell me what to do. I can go on YouTube and I can find 85 answers that conflict with what you're trying to tell me to do. Anyway, it's not that bad. But I have said to myself during this whole carnivore experience that I'm starting, one, I do have a problem. I have a food addiction, and I want to get rid of it, and I want to be accountable, and I want to wear cute clothes. I want to be healthy. I want to get off my medications, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, sorry. So if you have an addiction, ask yourself, do I want to get rid of this addiction? And how will it improve my life if I do get off of this addiction? And how will those around me benefit? Clint is going to benefit hugely from me getting rid of this food addiction. One, I'm not going to have all the crap food in the house for us to eat. I'm going to be thinner. I'm going to be wearing like a size 6 or a size 8. I don't even know how small my body can actually get, because I've never been really smaller than I think maybe once on some crazy diet I was between an 8 and a 10. And I thought, oh my God, I am super skinny, because I've always been like a 14 or a 16. Anyway, it's going to be a cool experience. Another thing, I just got my hair done yesterday. Anyway, so I'm telling my hair gal, Lacey, I haven't had my hair done for 2 years because, one, I was fat. I was not happy with my body. I have not shopped for clothes in 2 years because I wear all these oversized t-shirts, oversized flannels, oversized everything, because I'm trying to hide all this body that I'm not happy with. And so now I'm telling her, oh my gosh, I'm doing this carnivore, I'm losing weight, things are looking good. I want to get some highlights in my hair again. In August, I have some things going on this fall. I might go in and get my eyebrows darkened, because now I like myself again. And I'm really enjoying getting back to the person I used to be, and not being mad and angry that I'm fat and overweight and none of my clothes fit. And, anyway, on and on. So, another day of my daily carnivore. I don't know what. I thought in the beginning when I started this channel I'd be sharing like what I was eating for food and my blood pressure and all these daily markers. And then I just started thinking about all these wonderful things in my life that have changed. And the wonderful thing in other people's lives that have affected me when I've watched their video, um, and now how much I can share because there is hope. Um, so for the healthy thing, the weight thing, all of that, but then again, just your lifestyle balance and the things that you can change and improve along the way, like addictions. Anyway, I am signing off for the day. I wish I could tell you that I'm going to make another video tomorrow, but we're pretty busy here while we're in Colorado, so it may be Monday or Tuesday or sometime when we get back to Arizona. But I look forward to talking to you guys again. Thanks. Have a great day.